deeply grateful for your invaluable service and inspired by your commitment to our fine community. This 11th day of July 2013 by the Henry County Board of Commissioners.
Thank you. I would like to take this opportunity to pass out some certificates, and I'm going to get at the podium here. And I realize that a lot of these people are not here. It's July, it's vacation, and people are out of town. But I can recognize the one that's here. And later we'll recognize the one that's not here. Johnny B. That's what we call him. His name's Johnny Basler. This is a certificate of appreciation. On behalf of the board, we appreciate all that y'all have done. Andy Calloway. He got stuck in the train. Mr. Richard Craig, Mayor Craig. Susan Craig is not here. Wayne Greer is not here. Coletta Harrell is here. I saw her. Arlie Lowe. Linda Moy. John Smith. Ed Tony. We're going to wait for Steve Cash. He will. He got detained by a train in Henry County, if you can believe that. Could I inconvenience you and let y'all sit down until, and that way we know that Steve is on his way, and then we'll get a picture, and I'll go ahead and give out the others if that's okay. Fred Arletta. Wasn't expecting that. Ronald Burkhalter. You can take this and try it on. Stand over here, we're going to get a picture. Dustin Farron. Michael Harris. Sherry Hobson Matthews is out of town. Julie Hoover Ernest. Terry McMichael. Nathan Monroe is watching us. Him and Kevin are doing the filming tonight. Lynn. Rocky. Leanne Sims. Fred Arletta. Telephone call. Angie Sorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kevin Williams is also filming tonight. He's watching us. Hey, Kevin. Frederick Gardner. David Milliron. Andy Pippins. Pippin. Tim Young. Okay. Don't get together.
Do we want to invite the committee back up?
Ma'am?
Do we want to invite the committee back up and get one of the
Yeah, you want to get them? Is that what you want? What? Yes. We're gonna do all as a group. Okay. That's what we're doing. You want to put the board in there too? Put the board members. Come on, guys.
That's good for now. That might be it. I'll let him touch it.
Is this Fred's car?
Yeah, that's his part.
What we're going to do now, Fred Arletta will make a presentation, and then from that point on, we'll know when the board will discuss, maybe in general, the splash list. Keep in mind, we're going to have several more workshops, needless to say, and it's going to take several workshops, and we'll have it aired publicly where people can see what we're doing. But tonight, we're going to discuss, the board will discuss issues, and unless the board wants to, at the end of it, is to accept public comments, because the committee in the last 12 weeks has taken public comments, and at the later workshops we may accept for the comments. But right now we have possibility $190 million worth of projects to digest and get them in sequence, and we have a significant timetable that we have to adhere to, and we will adhere to the timetable and get it on the ballot for November. So having said that, I'm going to turn the floor over to the County Manager, Fred Arletta.
To start with, the committee chairman would like to start this off with a presentation or go through the what the committee has done on the list. What I'm going to do is take it from there and show how we have, with the committee's preparation, taken it into breaking it down into 6-month increments for the next 6 years, to which project we started when at what amount of money, and then I'll go into the bonding of it if necessary, basically cash flow, and we can discuss bonding from there. I'll discuss all that when Steve is done with his part of at least leading into what the committee has done on their projects. We have a very slow computer. You might have to just put it up here.
Honorable Chair Tommy Smith, Honorable Bruce Holmes, the Honorable Brian Preston, the Honorable Bo Moss, the Honorable Gary Barham, and the Honorable Reed Bowman. I'm delighted to say, after 14 weeks of meetings in all areas of the county, it is respectively your time. Thank you very much for accepting this from us tonight. I am Steve Cash, appointed by District 5 Commissioner Bruce Holmes to co-represent District 5, the north end of Henry County. I reside in the community at 2000 Flat Rock Road, Stockbridge. I was elected by my representative peers to chair the SPLOST 4 committee. You commissioners could not have picked a better representatives. They did their due diligence, research, ride-arounds. They conferred with each other as well as their respective commissioners. You, sirs, our county can stand proud of these appointments you made. Not to leave out our 4 municipal appointees, you can be assured that they did their work also. I mean, our cities can be proud of what they are doing. District 1, Andy Calloway. If you hold up your hand, Andy. Susan Craig. District 2, Arlie Lowe. Ed Toney.
Ed's actually in Panama City with grandkids.
I don't blame him. All right, District 3, John Smith. Richard Craig. District 4, Linda Moy. Johnny Basler. Back in the back. District 5, Carlotta Harrell. Myself. Chairman's appointee, Wayne Greer. Could not be here tonight. City of Stockbridge, David Miller. City of Hampton, Andy Pippin. City of Locust Grove, Tim Young. City of McDonough, Frederick Gardner. Not only did each team member glow in their district work, we all worked and played well together as we met. During and after and before all our meetings, we were fine. Thank you, my fellow and sister committee members. We were completely transparent. There were no executive sessions. We were always open to the public. We were open to the public comments at each meeting. We were open to media before, during, and after our meetings, during all of our hearings. Our hearings were managed in a professional manner. I don't think anyone got mad. Maybe Richard got mad. No, Richard didn't get minutes. Finally, I have to give kudos to our SPLOST staff. I think my committee would all agree that Henry County government has made excellent choices in those who serve in this visionary department. Rocky Romero Munez. Okay. Lynn Plancon. Ron Burkhalter. We also have to give our appreciation to Angie Sorrow and her staff and her department for their continued support for every meeting. And also thanks goes out to Michael Harris for always being at our meetings, always for background support. The hardest worker probably in our meeting room during those meetings was our Secretary of Minutes, Sherry Matthews Dodson, and her helpers from time to time. Sherry, you in here? Okay. She's probably doing minutes. We also want to thank our county manager, Fred Arletta, for the time he put in with research and background. Okay, now to our committee and report respective district project list. From our meetings, we heard requests from anything from lacrosse fields up to a new I-75 interchange, from kitchens up to a new aquatic center. Each request was duly noted and carefully reviewed for either Tier 1 or Tier 2 consideration. Also reviewed and considered were projects from previous SPLOST programs. By law, all previous SPLOST projects left incomplete and are not started had to be listed along with the new SPLOST projects on our reports. The committee's overview and district project list, which you'll see, which you already have, you'll see the first page that's labeled SPLOST 4 Committee Report. Through this, you'll see a breakdown. Top right corner is the amount. Estimated SPLOST 4 collections.
Did you give a copy of that to them today, or is that?
No, they've had it, not today.
Okay. What you have in front of you, all the sheets, are the sheets that I'm going to be going through. Steve is going through the sheets that he had given you exactly. So I don't know if they were handed out or not. Okay.
It's okay. Okay.
This is the one that's got the splash letterhead on the front of it, the one we got on the 20th or somewhere.
Yes, with my letterhead.
Sir?
Is it with my letterhead or?
Yes, it's one on your letterhead. Just give him yours.
I think I know it.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
We need two.
No, he's got one, I got one. It's on the iPad as well. It's on the iPad.
Is it safe to say everyone has a copy now? Okay. Our committee list is an analysis of estimated SPLOST collections based on historical calculations as well as future estimates projecting a slight uptick in revenues from 2014 to 2020. Based historically on the 75%, 25% county-city distribution, the $190,000 projected SPLOST 4 revenue calculates to be $142.5 million county, 47.5 city, and that's at a 75%, 25% split. We were just basing that on what has happened in the past. Have no idea what's going to happen in the future. The committee worked diligently in its attempt to comprise a countywide project list collectively in agreement. While this did not happen always, the committee still managed to work toward a singleness of purpose and spirit to produce a Tier 1 and Tier 2 project final report. After defining the Tier 1 countywide project list of approximately $36 million, the committee agreed to divide the remaining $106.5 between the 5 districts at a total of $21.3 to utilize as their respective district dictates. Now to the page. If you look at the top, estimated SPLOST 4 collections, we made an estimate of collections to be $190 million. Estimated city funds at 25%, which was 47.5. Estimated county funds 75% at 142.5. Countywide projects 36 million. Funds to be distributed among districts 106.5, and divided by 5 would be 21.3. Y'all follow me so far on that, okay? Well, we're going to go down the countywide project list first.
Steve,
Yeah.
before you move forward, can you define what the countywide projects mean? I mean, what do you define as? How do you describe a countywide project?
Where a majority of the committee members voted and to accept certain projects that the majority of the committee thought should be countywide projects.
And are any of those projects in District 5?
No, sir.
What districts are the countywide projects in?
I'll go down them right now and I'll tell you, okay? If a police car is in your district, that's countywide. All right, 911 radio replacement. County, citywide, will need city participation on this. The projected cost estimated was $12 million. Amount revised by our committee was $6 million. First vote on that was 5-1. 5 positive, 1 negative. Second vote to approve of the $6 million was 6-0. Ambulances, the request was $380,000. Amount revised by the committee, it stayed the same. Vote was 6-0 to approve and 6-0 to approve of the amount. Next project was the amphitheater. Amphitheater requested $2.5 million. It was voted 0-6, unanimous, not to take that on as a Tier 1 project. Technical college building. Asking $5 million. 5-1 vote on that. Approved of, $5 million. Another 5-1 vote on that one. Henry County DOT construction equipment replacement, $2,213,838 was a 6-0 vote, and the final amount was what was requested, and that was a 6-0 vote also. Is Terry in? Terry, let me ask you a question, if permitted, Your Honor. Other night, when you asked for monies for a tack truck, which was coming out of general funds, was that the same truck that you included in SPLOST?
It was.
Okay. We probably need, as you guys talk about things, we might need to refigure that money, and it should be a little less. Jail asked for $7 million, 5-1 vote. Amount revised by SPLOST 4 committee was $5 million, and there was unanimous approval on that amount. Airport, project cost submitted, amount revised by committee, $1 million, 6-0 vote on both. Aquatic Center, $5 million asked, requested. The committee voted 1 to 5. 1 to approve it being a Tier 1, 5 against. Animal Control requested $100,000, was not revised, stated $100,000, and it was 6-0 vote. Police Patrol 43 vehicles requested $2,016,422. This was cut down to how many police cars was that? 30. For $1.4 million. 6-0 votes on both votes. Conference Center, Eagles Landing and Patrick Henry. Request was for $20 million, 1 for and 5 against. For that particular project, it will not be a Tier 1 project. Fire stations countywide requested $4.5 million, 6-0 vote. $4.5 million was what the committee wanted to provide for fire stations, 6-0 vote on that. New interchange on I-75 south of State Route 155. I could give out.
philosophy And it looks like every district had a baseline of $21,300,000.
That's what it said.
And so, just like District 1, for example, he only allocated 1.1 to capital projects, but his transportation was $20,200,000. And just like dropping down to District 5, Bruce, where you are, you've got 7.1 in capital, but only 14.2 in transportation. So it looks like everybody, we did take the total and divide it by 5.
So are these the numbers we're going to be
That's
working
exactly
with
what
moving
it said.
forward?
I mean,
Right.
Mr. Cash acknowledged that basically. But that was the math used on this. If y'all find this acceptable, then
So is this
we
the
can
baseline
work that
we're
out.
moving forward with?
The county manager has been recognized.
Commissioner Preston has said exactly right what Mr. Cash did, but the question came up on percentages, and as far as what was done in the past, I can't speak to. But if you were to take the list of about 36 million, 35, I think it's 35.8, I don't have it exactly in front of me, but about 35.8 is classified as county capital projects. That was the first list that that Mr. Cash put up there. That is about 25% of the $142 million. So 25% is allocated, and it worked out that percentage. 25% of the total 142 was allocated to capital for the county. The remaining, as has been said, is that the remaining subtracted figure from 36 from the 142 was then divided by 5, and that's where everybody got 21.3 million. And at that point, the committees, being there, said if we have our own capital projects we want in light of transportation projects, we will add them and cut back on roads. And that's what they did, and that's what you saw in the schedule I presented, or the schedules you have. I just put the capital up with the capital and they do have the numbers as you indicated. So it still will come out to 21.3 per district after the county project subtraction from the 142. And then if you take the total capital projects after everybody's added them in, I think the figure is around 57 million, and I don't have a calculator, but that's the figure I think it was. That would put the total capital projects being about 40% of the total SPLOST dollars when you take the county 25% and the amount of dollars that were added per district as capital versus transportation.
Did that answer your question for District 5?
No, because based on the definition of the county-wide projects, I think that the Fairview Park and also the sewage in Fairview should also be listed under county-wide.
Let me tell you what we need to do. Between now and the next meeting, we need to communicate, and we need to agree what we're going to accept as a county-wide project. We need to define it.
Go ahead, Gary.
Well, getting back to this countywide project list, there's one question that I have is on the 911 replacement countywide thing is Don Ash has said that it would take $12 million to do what he needs to do. He can't do what he needs to do with $6 million. So where's the other $6 million going to come from?
We have to work that out. We'll have to dissect that.
We need to talk about it.
Well, let's get the ducks lined up. First thing we have to do, and I suggest this, is between now and the next meeting, we have to define and agree to as a group what we're going to accept, the definition of a countywide project. In my mind, I already know what it is, but we need to agree to that. Then each commissioner needs to take the list provided them from the committee and make their own list, add to it, delete, take away, and then the next meeting we'll have something to grow on. And that way, in the meantime, I will poll each one of you individually, email or something like that, and we will agree to a common definition of countywide, and then I will sort that out, and then I will have a list of countywide. Does that sound acceptable? If that's acceptable, then I think this meeting is, the only thing we're lacking is a legal counsel would like to be recognized.
Commissioners, you have a very short time frame in which to make these very important decisions. I'm going to suggest that you all have another call meeting next week and perhaps another one after that, because,
So we got 2 more meetings, right?
well, we don't have any other call meetings scheduled for the purpose of discussing SPLOST, but you cannot do this and meet the time frames that are required by law by relying on your regular meeting schedule date. We're going to have a meet and confirm meeting with the cities, and I'm going to propose that we do that July 29th. And at that meeting, you're going to adopt the intergovernmental agreement,
Okay, so we,
or before.
okay.
Okay,
You tell me when we have to have meetings. Can you
I'll
do
send
that?
I'll send this to you all in an email form and put it on everyone's schedule, the
Okay, well, let's-
timeline for moving forward.
Let's do this.
But know that you have until perhaps the end of this month in order to get the agreement with the cities
Here's what we're gonna do.
approved.
Each commissioner is gonna take their list and put their wishes, whatever they wanna put on there. And I will take responsibility of getting a majority to agree of what county projects are. And then I will do the county projects, along in concert with each one another. You give me tomorrow the dates, and I will publish the dates. And you give me the drop dead date of when something has to happen, and I'll make it happen. Is that agreeable with everybody?
Yes, I just want y'all to be aware that you don't have a lot of time. This is going to be probably
Well, we did save a lot of time when the Justice Department changed the rule. We no longer now have that 60-day requirement to get it pre-cleared by the DOJ, and that's a significant issue
right
there.
with the Supreme Court ruling. However, we still have a 60-day deadline to get the ballot language to Kennesaw State University. They publish on the ballot, and they still have to need 60 days to publish the ballot. So
So is July 29th the drop dead that you're telling?
have a meeting with the cities. Yes, sir.
Yes, we have to have a meeting with the cities.
I just want to, because if we need to have another meeting, I'm going to be out of the country from the 20th through the 24th of this month. So, I mean, I want to make sure I'm obviously available.
Well,
And
what
Maryland
about a call
has my
meeting?
calendar.
If we have a call meeting on the 18th next week, can you make that one? I think you need to have another call meeting.
I could be around the 18th.
18th, July the 18th is on a Thursday.
The county clerk is advising that the zoning advisory board meets in this room on that night, on that particular date, the 18th.
Okay.
Or we can go to conference room B
Okay.
and
We
have
can't
that
do a meeting
meeting.
on the 18th, that's a municipal meeting.
We have one scheduled for the 23rd. Can we add anything to that meeting?
To which,
I mean,
what
that's-
day?
The 23rd
I
was
don't have
scheduled
that
for the millage rate meeting.
But Commissioner Preston won't be here.
I'll be out of the country on
So
that.
he needs to be here for these, so.
We'll take care of it, you know? We'll take care of this,
No offense, I've got some numbers I can show you. I don't know if I can trust that.
Why don't we do this? Okay, between now and then, you do a list, because we're not gonna vote on that at that time.
I don't really want us to do a SPLOST meeting while I'm out of town. If we
I
can,
agree.
I mean, I wasn't born yesterday. That's why I'm telling you I'm out of town today, so we can plan around it.
Let's do this. Let's go
You
back
have
to
to
the original
have-
plan. Each commissioner do the list. I'll get a consensus of what we're going to accept as a countywide definition. You're going to give me the dates as soon as you can. And then I'm going to coordinate with the board and find out who's going to be here. And I would set up all these meetings, if the system allows, to where everybody can be here. Would that work?
Give me your dates again, Commissioner Preston.
What about the 25th? That's 2 weeks from today.
That will put you real close. The date that I'm proposing for the intergovernmental agreement meeting is the 29th.
When is the last day for the agreement
The
with the cities?
29th of July.
When?
July 29.
Well, I mean, we're already on the 11th. Tuesday, we're swamped, I mean, because we have that huge agenda. So I don't see how we're doing it on Tuesday. We either have to do it on the 17th or the 18th.
For you
But I
all
know you
to,
have other meetings.
you all need to have these substantive discussions about this list, this project list. And I'm trying to give you one extra day before, well, you could possibly have another day by the 25th, another meeting. I think it's going to probably take 2 more meetings before you all get the final list. It sounds like to me, I just don't know. But I think y'all need 2 more meetings as a body.
What about the 17th?
We can't do it the 17th, not of July, unless you want to, we could do it the 17th. We're going to have a continuation of the July the 16th meeting in the morning of the 17th, but we can have an evening meeting. So everybody look at your calendar for the 17th.
Do we have to, I mean, does it need to be in the evening, or do you want to, I mean, it doesn't matter, I'm just trying to figure out how we work with it.
I would prefer it to be in the evening.
Whatever y'all prefer.
We're probably going to be in the a meeting till about at least lunchtime on the 17th anyway.
We don't, is there already a meeting on the 17th?
Yes.
I don't, what meeting's already, we have the 16th.
I know. What we're going to do, I can tell you now, we're not going to get through with the meeting on the 16th.
Oh, you don't think we're going to get through the meeting?
We're going to recess at about 9:30 or 10, whenever it works, and we're going to continue the meeting on the morning of the 17th.
Well, why don't we add it on to then?
We could do that. We could recess for lunch and then add it to that.
Well, but I don't, so you think the meeting from the 16th is going to go from 6:30 to 11 and then roll
9:30
from
to 10,
9
and then we're
to
going to pick up at 9 o'clock Wednesday morning.
Combining 2 meetings into one.
Right.
You remember you canceled the July 2nd
Sure.
meeting, so y'all want things compressed.
We'll have a whole room full of people for that one.
That's okay.
I'm sure everybody wants to be here for a 2-day
That's
meeting.
okay. Well, the fact is, we got 5 public hearings that's mandated on the 16th because it's been advertised.
Okay.
And I'm not going, I don't want to keep anybody here past 10 because it get too funny. So we'll just recess the meeting, which we can do that, and start back at 9 o'clock. It'll be just like Jurors. You just won't be sequestered.
So let's just do 9 and roll it on top. That's how long it goes.
Okay? Are you going to take care of that, Madam Clerk? Yes. You're going to call for a call council meeting on that date, and now, how council, how do we?
Commission.
Huh?
Commission.
A what?
Commission meeting.
Yeah, what'd I say?
Council.
Make that a commission.
Get a
Okay.
little loose, real early,
No,
don't you?
I ain't getting a little loose, it's just, now,
We
do
can
we
just
have
add it
to?
to the agenda. We don't have to have a call meeting if we're going to add it to the end of the agenda. We don't have to do a notice of a call
Okay,
meeting.
we'll just add that to the agenda. Okay, let's do that. We don't have to have a call meeting.
So that would mean the commissioners, whatever the list, the tweaking of the list, y'all have to do that and be ready
Okay,
for the
we're gonna
17th.
do this on the 17th. So we got that. Now, the next meeting, now, I'm real concerned about, we need to meet the deadline to meet with the cities.
Well, the July, I'm proposing, and Mr. Welch and I have been exchanging emails. He's been very busy in hearings in Atlanta this week, but I'm proposing July 29th. We have to give the cities 10 days advance notice, so if we give them notice by the 19th or 17th.
You
we
talking
can
about the
give them notice.
29th?
To have the joint meeting, yes, to approve the intergovernmental agreement that will formalize the 75-25% split.
If I understand this correctly, that ought to be a quick meeting. Is that correct?
That should be a very quick meeting, but as part of that intergovernmental agreement, you have the projects attached
They have to
or
have their
included.
projects, and we have to have ours
Yes.
by the 29th.
Well, I would hope we would have ours before the 29th, and it's just a matter of just adding them in into the document, so that when you come on the 29th, you're just approving it.
Okay, well, why don't we do this tomorrow, is put the 4 cities on notice and ask if they can, if they could accommodate that, the meeting on the 29th. That's on a Sunday morning.
And we could have a call meeting
I
on
just threw
July.
that in there. No, I just threw that in there.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, we could have the the third call meeting, or the second call meeting for the commissioners only on the 25th, before the 29th. That will comport
You
with
be here the
Commissioner Press's
25th?
schedule.
Okay, we're gonna have a call meeting at what time on the 25th? 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock on the 25th. We're gonna have a call council meeting. We're gonna discuss Splash only. We'll have a call commission meeting on the 25th. at 6 o'clock.
And hopefully that will be the meeting where you all finalize your project list to be included in the intergovernmental agreement that will be approved on the 29th.
We're going to finalize the list on the 29th,
25th,
25th.
yes, sir.
Would you be so kind as
I'm
get
gonna
somebody
send
tomorrow
all
to
of
make
it. I'll
a
send-
schedule of that and give it to us?
Yes, I will. I'll send everyone a schedule.
Thank you.
I love sending emails, y'all know that, so I'll send y'all a lot of emails.
Okay. Anybody else having a question at this time? Is everybody clear on where we're going? Does everybody concur with the consensus that
I got a comment.
come in?
I'd like to take a second and thank Mr. Andy Calloway and Miss Susan Craig for all their hard work. They put a real good list for me together. We were dealing with 53 miles of dirt roads. That's the reason our capital projects were small, but was trying to get some of the dirt roads covered. So thank y'all very much.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to say the same thing, echo the same thing with my committee members, and they did a real good job, kept me informed of what was going on, and I really appreciate them taking time out of their days, and I know it was tough, making 14 meetings, but I want to personally thank mine also, echo the same thing.
I want to thank Steve and Carlotta. They did an excellent job with the committee, and I appreciate your support, and I appreciate your help.
Y'all got me because I'm doing my schedule, that I'm going to be the last one, but Arlie, Ed, they know how much I appreciate them. I mean, this list is top-notch. I mean, you can tell a lot of our questions were kind of resolved when we just understood the committee report that y'all provided us. So that's just a compliment to how good of a job that was done, and we'll work around the edges, and I think we've got a good working list here. Thanks so much.
And I'd also, I don't thank Richard and John, but I'd like to thank all the committee members for all the hard work they've done.
Well, I've got countywide, I can tell you unequivocally, I know exactly what y'all went through. Back on Splash 3, I was executive assistant to the Board of Commissioners. Chairman Harper asked if I would do the minutes for Splash 3. Every Thursday for 14 weeks, I took the minutes. So I know the sacrifice that y'all made to do this. It's that little token we gave you, the little piece of paper, like I said, you could take that and $5 and get a cup of coffee at Starbucks. But I can't explain to you enough how much we do appreciate it, and I know the time is involved in it, and you just can't, unless you've been through the process before, you really can't comprehend how much this means to us. You almost, during this time frame, is indispensable. Could you imagine 6 of us trying to get together in 14 weeks? But anyway, this right here gets the community involved in it, and I want to thank staff. Staff has done a super job, and I work with these people every day, and they didn't do an exceptional job. They do the job they do every day, which is exceptional. So on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, I would like to thank each and all of you in the process, and having said that, unless another commissioner has any comments, I would seek an adjournment.
So moved.
Have a motion, have a second, all in favor, right hand. Thank you.